I'm Olive Von Topp, empowerment coach and burlesque performer. At least I was before there was a pandemic. Still an empowerment coach, but less burlesquing these days. So, I want to talk to you about pleasure today because I like talking about pleasure and I like experiencing pleasure. And it turns out I wasn't experiencing that much pleasure in my life up until the last couple years. And I've been on a pleasure journey to experience more pleasure in the bedroom, hey-oh, and in my life, because it turns out experiencing more pleasure in your life is the key to experiencing more pleasure in the bedroom. Who knew? So I came up with these, I say I came up with, they've existed forever. I've just gathered them into a neat little package with a bow and written a blog about it. You can check that out at olivevontopp.com/blog, or you can watch this video, or you can do both. Anyway, 10 pleasure habits to increase pleasure in your life and therefore in the bedroom. So let's get to it because you don't have that much time. You got pleasure to experience. Number 1, write a pleasure list. This is really fun. Write out all the shit you like. Turns out there's a lot of shit that you like, probably a lot of which you haven't done in a long time. It's nice just to know that you like doing stuff and things, and that there's a lot of pleasure to be had in the world, and that maybe that's motivation to experience more of it. 2, schedule your pleasure. You are not going to get to pleasure. You're going to experience pleasure regardless, but if you're anything like me and you're just waiting for the to-do list to be done, it's not fucking happening. The to-do list never fucking end. So you got to schedule that shit in. You got to put pleasure in your planner or your phone or however you do it. Maybe get a tattoo if you want to remember it, but you need to make a commitment to your pleasure. And you need to do that by scheduling it in whatever it is that you use to schedule. 10, 20 minutes a day, doesn't matter. Something pleasurable, because you're fucking worth it, okay? Number 3, let's get clear on why you're not experiencing pleasure, or maybe why you're not experiencing as much pleasure as you'd like to be experiencing. Maybe it's shame. It's often shame, just gonna tell you that. Maybe you don't think you deserve it. Maybe you got some weird had some experiences as a child with pleasure that you've been, again, connected back to shamed about. Maybe you just, are waiting for the to-do list to be done, or maybe you just live in a society that, is capitalist society that allows everyone to think that their worth comes from being productive, and that doing things that are pleasurable aren't productive unless they cost money, in which case then it's okay because you deserve it. But you fucking deserve it anyway, and you don't have to spend money on pleasure, just saying. But I suggest journaling about that stuff because it'll become clear, at least clearer, about what might be holding you back from experiencing your pleasure. Get present. Number 4. Or mindfulness, whatever you want to call it. And so getting present, I'm gonna just spat. Don't worry, you can't get COVID from the video. Get present. We're so in our heads. We're so in our heads, and that is what is keeping us from experiencing pleasure. Yeah, you can have a thought in your head like, oh, this is pleasurable, but actually experiencing pleasure means you have to be in your body. So being present and, being aware of your surroundings is key to experiencing pleasure. I like doing things like naming 5 senses, or narrating stuff that's happening, like when I'm in the shower or cooking, so that it makes me be present. Yoga and meditation are also really great for this, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. Turns out lots of people have been doing this in lots of countries and societies forever, and we're just getting hip to it now in North America and calling it other things and or capitalizing on it. But I digress. What do you think number 5 is? The hardest part of this is just keeping count. Rest. Rest is number 5. It's important. It's really hard. I have a really hard time with this. It's not only important because rest is pleasurable, but rest allows you to experience more pleasure. It decreases stress and allows for more of those wonderful chemicals like dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and all the shit that happens when you experience pleasure that makes it worth living. It being life. So rest up. When you're done resting up, do number 6, which is dance. Surprise, surprise. I like dancing. You don't have to like dancing. You don't have to be good at it. Dance is pleasurable for some of us, but even just moving your body in ways to music that feel good, that you're not really worried about how they look, but you're really just practicing being embodied, is beneficial and will help you be more embodied and therefore experience more pleasure. Number 7, feel your emotions. I have lots of videos on this, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but basically, if you lock yourself out or shut yourself out or shut out negative emotions, you're also shutting out the positive ones. So your ability to experience pleasure is going to be capped by what you are willing to feel in the negative. So I have videos about how to do this, but basically it's allowing yourself to experience emotions, feeling them in your body, and giving them space. It's easier than it sounds, or not. I don't know. It's easy. It sounds easy. It takes work. Number 8, play. Playing is very closely connected to pleasure. It's important for your system. It also helps you feel, it also helps you be present, just like all the other ones that I've listed, if you're paying attention. And there's a lot of pleasure to be had in play that we, don't experience as adults. So look to children for that. They're really, really good teachers, and get playing. Number 8, I already said. So number 9 is masturbate. Do it. It's great. It's pleasurable. Obviously, it allows you to experience pleasure, but it also makes you more aware of what kind of pleasure you like or how to experience pleasure in new ways. I suggest trying masturbating once in a while in new ways, not just like the old spank bank, the wank and spank bank, but something new. New pressures, new positions, new thoughts, new touch, all the things with the goal, not of orgasming per se, but of just how can I experience pleasure? How can I experience pleasure, new pleasure in my body? I have a blog about that too, about masturbating every day for a month. If you want to read that, you can do that at olivevontopp.com/blog. And number 10, my favorite, maybe not quite as much as masturbating, although it's less work, is eating. I love eating. It's good for you. And it allows you to, not only is pleasurable, but it allows you to be present and experience being in your body. So again, eating mindfully, doing things like experiencing taste, texture, temperature, sensation, all of the things that are lovely and I think make life worth living. So those are my 10 pleasure habits to increase pleasure in your life. Let me know how they go for you. If you have other ones, you can check out other stuff and things that I have on YouTube. You can subscribe down below or wherever it is. I don't know. It's not like I'm here all the time. You can follow me on Instagram at Olive Von Topp or Facebook. I'm on Twitter, but I'm not actually on there, so don't follow me there. I have a couple TikTok videos too. They might be worth watching. Anyway, I will catch you on the flippity flip, as they say, and have a pleasurable day.